Welcome back. And the rescheduled first leg semi-final in the Carabao Cup between Liverpool and Arsenal was contested earlier at Anfield. SportsMax had live coverage of the encounter, and we have the highlights.
It's Minamino. He's a bit lucky. It's not what he intended, but it found Jordan Henderson. Here's Robertson. Robertson's cross. Well, Henderson got caught. And Lacazette goes for goal and misses, but it wasn't the worst idea.
The pass from Nketiah to set Saka away, and I just felt that he had enough time and space there to really try and isolate Van Dijk and take him on 1v1.
Here's Diogo Jota. Whoa, well, that is a risky challenge by Granit Xhaka, and it's a red card. Robertson. Minamino, half a chance.
Bang on for Liverpool, isn't it? The delivery into the box.
Jones towards Van Dijk, Ramsdale, Nico Williams. Great block by Ben White.
He comes a long way here. Ramsdale makes the decision to go with Van Dijk. Doesn't get a great punch, straight to Williams. Strikes it well, but Ben White again, who's been outstanding. And how often has that happened from Liverpool at home?
Michael Oliver looks at his watch and blows his whistle, and 10-man Arsenal, or at least 10 men since the 24th minute, have done it. They've kept Liverpool out.
A 0-0 draw there between Liverpool and Arsenal. We're now joined by former Trinidad and Tobago international Brent Sancho to review today's match. Welcome, Brent.
Hey, Mariah. Hey, Lance, I think I heard his voice, and of course, hello to all your viewers. I don't think I've seen you for the year, Mariah, so Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Yeah, that is.
Same to you. Best wishes, of course. So we're going to turn now, speaking about best wishes, Arsenal, that defense today seemed to be really good, despite being down to 10 men.
Yeah, you know, if you rewind probably back to the start of the season, Arsenal probably would have capitulated and lost that game 5-0. So they have come a long way in terms of their discipline, in terms of being resolute, in terms of being professional. That's a word that we use to describe Arsenal in their downtime. So certainly Mikel Arteta has made some strides with this squad. And at the end of the day, to go to Anfield and get a result like this with 10 men, I think is certainly a feather in the cap for Mikel Arteta. It was a terrific performance, especially defensively. You have to give him some credit as well, guys, because he realized from a tactical perspective that he needed to make some changes, and he made those changes, which eventually impacted on the result. And all in all, it was a very good result by Arsenal and a very good performance by 10-man Arsenal.
Yeah, and speaking about changes, Liverpool, we can see the gap left by, not having Mohamed Salah and, of course, Sadio Mane. Apart from that, and maybe you can touch on that as well, how would you assess Liverpool's performance today?
Well, I can start with the latter question first. It was rudderless, it lacked energy, it lacked imagination, it lacked Salah, it lacked Mane. That's exactly the type of performance that you had from Liverpool today. And I said this last year when we were talking about title credentials and the teams that we expect to be there and thereabouts. And I always felt, and as I said it, I always felt that this period here, when Mane and Salah is away on African Nations Cup duty, would really test Liverpool's mettle, title credentials. And we saw it today. We saw it over the weekend in the FA Cup game where they were poor as well. And then we saw it today. They clearly missed the creativity, the guide, and all that we bring. Remember, we were talking about a man in Mohamed Salah he's arguably the best footballer on the planet right now in terms of form. He's in form type of player. And they certainly missed that today. And certainly is one of the reasons why, of course, Arsenal was able to get out of Anfield with not conceding any goals and a draw.
Yeah, Brent, you've spoken a lot about leadership on the field. We know that Arteta can make his plans, he can set his stores out and strategize for a game. But from time to time, I've heard you talk about Arsenal missing leadership on the field. Where is that leadership coming from now that we're seeing Arsenal stepping up their game?
Listen, Lance, and that's the reason why if you were to ask me who's going to move on from this tie, I can't say Arsenal. I just won't. My football senses is going to tell me, no, you can't put your head on a block for Arsenal, because you're right, there's no leadership. Look at what happened, Granit Xhaka. That's a horrendous challenge. There's no need for that. There's absolutely no need. And here's a player that is expected to be a leader on the pitch. That's what Granit Xhaka is. And he was a captain at one point of Arsenal. And those types of decisions shows me that there's zero leadership on the field. Because if there was a Patrick Vieira, a Roy Keane, you name some of the best captains that have played in the EPL, you wouldn't see that from an Arsenal player because they would be professional. And that's why I said the word professional before, because that's what Arsenal lacked. They lacked professionalism. The last time they played Man City, it's probably the best half of football I've seen a team played against Manchester City in the league. And then, of course, a silly mistake, again, by the same person, gave away a penalty. And then, of course, a red card and Gabriel was off. And that's the type of performances that you get from Arsenal. They give you the good, the bad, and the ugly in one performance.
Yeah, I hear that, Brent. But talk now about the resilience, because on the other side of the coin, Xhaka's red card happened in the 24th minute, which meant that they played a half, an entire half and half of another half with 10 men against the Liverpool team that is, one of the best teams in England at the moment, and they were able to avoid defeat.
Yeah, it's a type of performance where you very rarely single out individuals, but you'd have to give a lot of credit to Ben White. I think since he's moved from Brighton, he's had his ups and downs as it relates to injuries, but I think he's been immense for them. This is not the first time I've seen him put in a shift like that. And it's not just being in the right place at the right time, but I think his overall presence, he seems to be the leader at the back. Again, there goes that word, leader. And he seems to be a leader at the back, but he's not, of course, a leader throughout the team. But he's able to command his defenders around him and drag them around and make sure that they're in the right places. And I thought his performance in particular was absolutely outstanding, because what he was able to do was keep them well organized, well knit, and they were able to even play on the break. And even the forward players, guys, they put in their shift, whether it be Saka, Martinelli, Lacazette. Those players did put in quite a shift defensively, and I think from an overall perspective, it was excellent defensively. But, of course, when we start talking about the second part of this tie, you just don't know what you're going to get from Arsenal.
Yeah, well, Brent, we're looking forward to the second leg. We thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be in touch.
Certainly, guys. Have a good one.
Brent Sancho there from Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, he's our SportsMax football analyst. Well, we still have a few issues to cover on today's show, including from the NBA and West Indies cricket, as the Caribbean side took on Ireland in the second of 3 ODIs at Sabina Park today. But up next, Lance will be at the track.